So the game I'm playing today is called Hot Wheels Turbo Racing for the Nintendo 64. Once again, I'm acting as if this is my first time covering the game on my channel, even though it really isn't. Some of you who have been following my channel for many years now are probably aware that I initially covered this game all the way back in 2013, but in my honest opinion, the initial video I made of this game, as with most of the videos I made throughout 2013, is a gargantuan pile of bison feces. And just like what I did with Destruction Derby 64 not too long ago, I wanted to take this opportunity to revisit Hot Wheels Turbo Racing and try to give this game the proper coverage that it deserves. And this was something I actually wanted to mention in the Nitronic Rush video, but I ended up forgetting, especially since I mentioned Hot Wheels Turbo Racing in that video. Not only that, but I figured this would give me an opportunity to nerd out over Hot Wheels. If there was at least one line of die-cast toy cars that just absolutely took over my life when I was a child, it was Hot Wheels. I had a lot of those little toy cars when I was younger. I didn't have a lot of the track sets though. In fact, I don't think I owned any of the Hot Wheels track sets, but I'll go more into detail about that when I get to playing the game. So Hot Wheels Turbo Racing was released in 1999. It came out for both the Nintendo 64 and PlayStation 1. It wasn't exclusive to just Nintendo platforms, even though I always refer to this game as an N64 title, but that's not necessarily true. It's a racing game developed by Stormfront Studios and published by Electronic Arts. Yes, this is an EA game, but this was back at a time when EA were still developing and publishing well-polished AAA titles as opposed to empty shells of games littered with microtransactions. And of course, it is a licensed Hot Wheels game, so most of the cars that you control are Hot Wheels toys. A lot of the tracks are also designed a lot like Hot Wheels tracks too, although they did this weird thing where they tried to make the tracks somewhat realistic while also having like the crazy loops and vibrant colors associated with the real Hot Wheels tracks, like the ones that were physically manufactured, and I'm not entirely sure if I agree with that design aspect in particular. So we're gonna get into the game here, but first we're gonna show off some of the vehicles that you can choose from. I have no clue what's going on with the lighting effects on this car. I am playing this on an emulator, by the way. So we have the Hot Wheels Racer. This is the one car that I vividly remember from this game, because this was, I think, the only car that I ever used, or it was the one that I used the most often. This was also a game that I grew up playing, by the way, but much like Destruction Derby 64, I only ever rented it from the same rental store that I used to rent Destruction Derby 64 from. So yeah, you have the Hot Wheels Racer, which is a stock car in a similar style to a NASCAR. As a matter of fact, this car in particular is based on the stock car that Kyle Petty drove during the 1999 NASCAR Winston Cup season. I actually had a die-cast model of this particular car when I was younger, and it was in really bad shape, and I think it was mostly my fault. But you have a selection of other vehicles here. You also have Mongoose, Power Pipes, Power Pistons, Purple Passion, Rash 1, which is basically another stock car, Red Baron, Shadow Jet, Snake, Speed Blaster, Splittin' Image 2, Stealth, Street Rodder, Strip Teaser, because this is supposedly an E-rated game. Just kind of odd how there's a Hot Wheels vehicle named after that. Super Van, Sweet 16 2, I don't know what happened to the first one, Way Too Fast, Catapult, Diora, Double Vision, Evil Weevil, and Gulch Stepper. I believe most of these vehicles have their own unique abilities. Like, I would assume that Gulch Stepper has better traction because it looks more like an off-road vehicle than anything else. But I think for now I'll just choose the Hot Wheels Racer because it was like the only car I even used in the first video I made of this game. So you also have some tracks. There's not a very wide selection of tracks to choose from though. You have Road to Rustwell, Cold Fusion, Command Center, Heli Crash, Dawn Encounter, Snake River Mine, and that's everything. I do like how it shows you a little preview of the map though. It's not staying within the boundaries of the window. A little bit too large for that, but I guess it's okay. I guess it's fine. I think Cold Fusion was one of the tracks that I played in the initial video I made. And I do like this track in particular, so yeah, we'll choose this one first. This game does have a soundtrack. Most of the game's soundtrack is licensed though, and normally I would disable the music due to the fact that it is licensed and therefore copyrighted, but the quality of the music in this game is just abysmal. It sounds so bit crunch. It kind of sounds like the music on the Game Boy Advance port of SSX3. It just sounds awful. But I'm interested in seeing whether or not YouTube's Content ID system will pick it up. It wasn't able to when I played the GBA port of SSX3, so I highly doubt it'll be able to accomplish that feat here, because I'm gonna be honest, it sounds even worse in my opinion. So we are gonna go to a race here, but I have to change the game mode. Yeah, there's a few modes you can choose from. You have Exhibition Race, Airtime Challenge, Challenge, Hot Wheels Cup, and Practice, and also Practice Airtime. For now, we're just going to focus on the exhibition race, though, because, to be honest, that's the only real thing I even care about anyway. We'll choose the Hot Wheels Racer for now, but I'll probably try and show off some of the other cars later on. Press panic to fix your car and get back in the race. Yeah, so it kind of shows you these tips on how to play the game. I actually don't remember there being a panic option, but sure, whatever. Let's just get on going here. So yeah, you race against 5 other opponents. I believe the game chooses the opponents automatically, and because there are multiple cars in the game, you don't always race against the same opponents every single time. So I think I remember how to play this. Okay, well, I forgot the controls there for a moment. But we are going now. We are going. Oh, geez, okay, they're already being aggressive. So you have a turbo meter right over here. And remember when I played Nitronic Rush and I said that it's spinning system, or it's not its spinning system, what am I talking about? Its stunting system is very similar to Hot Wheels Turbo Racing. Well, this is kind of what I was talking about. Oh my god, these guys are just like pulling off all the spins. Actually, how did they get so far ahead of me? Oh my god, okay, I'm just breaking into a camp. Yeah, so, oh my god, that guy just landed right on top of me. So the stunting mechanics in this game are kind of similar to Nitronic Rush, or should I say Nitronic Rush's stunting mechanics are very similar to Hot Wheels Turbo Racing. What is even going on right now? Good lord. Look at this, these guys are just like freaking out over here. They're all just like glitching out on each other. Okay guys, yeah, sure. Right up the mountain. Yeah, you know, you can just go up steep angles like this. What in the world? Okay. Alright. Good physics. Very good physics detection here. Also, I'm pretty sure this is not the track that I'm thinking of. It might have been the other one after this, because I don't remember playing this at all. But I just thought because it looked very similar. So yeah, the way that the stunting mechanics work is that you move the analog stick in any direction you prefer, and it causes your car to tilt in the air. It's pretty simple stuff. There's also a variety of items that you can pick up too. And the one item right there that I did pick up before going off the jump right there allows me to, okay, wow. Very... wow, okay, this game's physics engine is a lot more broken than I remember it being. Wow, yeah, I'm just, like, glitching through everything. What is going on right... Okay, dude, what is happening? Everything is just glitching out. I did not see this happen before when I first played this. But yeah, you just go up in the air, you just tilt all around. Oh my god, the flips. But yeah, it's very easy though. It's like very easy to just maneuver your car in the air. And stunting is useful because if you land a trick correctly, it grants you additional turbo. And the amount of turbo you receive for completing a trick depends on the complexity of said trick. So if you pull off like a triple front flip, which I did a couple minutes ago, then you can get more turbo that way. You can get up to like 3 turbo for one trick, or maybe even 4. I don't fully remember. I'm just going off on the information that I remember from playing this game many years ago, and also from when I played in 2013, because I did not play this off screen at all before recording this. So I'm just going off on complete memory here. Okay, I gotta be careful here because I'm just gonna like bump into everything. So yeah, you can press the Z key to use your turbo. My god, dude, what is up with this game's hit detection? This is so strange. Yeah, sometimes you can get turbo by just flying in the air. So yeah, you can perform all sorts of tricks. You can do a bit of a flip right there. Like right here, I got 2 turbos for performing a backflip, and now I have full turbo, so I might as well use them. That up there is nitrous, which will give me a speed boost. There's also a 4x4 power-up, which I believe gives me better traction. It allows me to stick to roads a lot better. So let me try and grab this item. Yeah, this item right here allows me to spin a lot quicker. That's essentially what that is. Yeah, 900 tornado, and I got 4 turbos from that. Very nice indeed. I should probably try catching up to these guys though, because I'm doing like really awful right now. I messed around with a bunch of cheats when I initially played this. I'm not using them here because I don't feel like it. Wow, really? How? Yeah, nothing works correctly. This is a well-programmed game. Okay, never mind. I overestimated EA. Well, I mean, this wasn't made by EA. It was only published by them, so I can't really blame them all too much. But let's just see if I can try getting to the end. I have very little traction on this snowy road right here, because I am trying to race a stock car on this road after all. Actually, no, I think I do kind of remember this track. from like, when I played this many years ago. Yeah, I believe I did play this before, but it was only like the first section that I can vividly recall. So after you complete a race, it just shows you some highlights from the race. It takes some screenshots and then it plays them back to you. I guess these are supposed to be like the highlights, even though they're not really all that interesting. And again, if you just leave it idle for a while, it just goes back to the main menu. And that's pretty much the entire point of the exhibition races. You're just trying to get first place, competing against all your other opponents and fighting for victory lane. That's pretty much all there is to say about the exhibition races. I'm gonna go to Command and Conquer here. Yeah, find the hidden tracks, but like I said, I already unlocked all the hidden tracks with a cheat. Yeah, Command and Conquer I definitely played off screen. This was the one. This was the one that I initially played. So let's go and do this one right here. Very nice. Did it tell me I was going the wrong way for a moment? Good God. Okay, yeah, this game is a little more broken than I remember. Okay, yeah, so we jump over that helicopter right there. Give me this nitrous. Oh no, that actually grants me more turbo. It gives me like 1 additional turbo. Okay. Well, this will allow me to move around in the air a lot quicker. Let me spin around in the air, try to get some flips in here. Very nice indeed. Now your car can also explode. I believe if your car remains upside down for too long, then it will cause it to burst into flames. Why was that guy going in the other direction? What did the... What even is going on right now? The AI is being so absurd. Not only that, but the hit detection is experiencing or exhibiting all sorts of anomalies right now as well. What is going on, dude? This game's like breaking. Right in front of my very eyes. I remember this section right here. We jump up here. Oh no, I think this gives us more traction. These wheels right over here. Yeah, because there's like ice sections right over this way. Get out of my way, please, and thank you. Yeah, just completely annihilated that guy. Yeah, sometimes if you crash into people too fast, that'll also cause you to explode. Oh yeah, I got 7 turbos from that front flip fury. Okay, maybe it actually doesn't matter. Maybe it's like, maybe I can get up to like 10. Because I believe the highest amount that I can have at one time, like the amount of turbos I can use is 10. So maybe that's the highest amount. Here, I gotta try and avoid hitting the crates. Also avoid hitting that steel beam on top. I don't want to hit those biohazard barrels, because I believe that will cause me to blow up. I think. I don't fully remember. It's been so long since I last played this, and my memories of this game are incredibly fuzzy as it is anyway. Okay, just try to get out of there. Sometimes that section doesn't always work properly, because sometimes I don't get enough speed to actually make the jump, and I end up falling to my death. Here, get the 4x4 if I can. Okay, well, I completely missed it, but you can kind of do loops in that tunnel right there. Shadows are going a little bit crazy right here. It's a little bit wonky. That guy, like, blocked me off. Okay, I don't know why that guy exploded, but, I mean, I understand that he landed upside down, but that's usually not enough to make you blow up. Here, let me get this right here. Yeah, the only problem is that I can't seem to move diagonally. No. So I guess it's a little bit inferior to Nitronic Rush. Can't even move diagonally, for goodness sakes. I don't even know what this is. Not entirely sure what, like, these pink bubbles are. Oh my god. Just annihilated. I guess in some ways this is kind of like a vehicular combat game too. You can just ram into other people. Most of the time it causes them to just blow up. Here, ram this guy into the... Oh wait, he's taking a shortcut. I didn't even notice that there. That's probably how he's getting ahead of me. But that still doesn't explain why he was going backwards before. Whatever. There we go. Get that triple backflip in there. No. I'm gonna use these turbos. Okay, yeah, this just grants me a random power-up. This is the 4x4 power-up right here. I think this turns my vehicle into all-terrain. Or effectively turns into all-terrain. Okay, get back up, please. Please and thank you. I don't really care if I end up losing the races. I'm just trying to demonstrate the game here. You may have also noticed that there was a helicopter flying above us. Just an Apache helicopter, looking like something out of Half-Life. I mean, this game did come out around the same time. Here, let's get some sick flips in there. There, a backflip bomb. Yeah, also these stunt tricks as well, or these stunt names. Yeah, so there's a variety of tricks you can do. You can mix it up as much as you want. Like I said, more complex tricks will give you more turbos. I think I just put that guy a lap down because he was going so slow. I mean, to be fair, I don't have the difficulty set to the highest possible, but I have this set to, like, normal, at the very least. Okay, why is this slowing me down? What in the world? Why am I going so slow all of a sudden? Unless that's what it's supposed to do. Okay, whatever. Let's just keep going. Let's just keep going for now. Don't mind it. I'm in first, so let's just try and finish this stupid race. and make sure that the hit detection doesn't completely break on me at any point. Oh, good God. Okay, this guy this guy wants a piece of me. I'm not gonna let him have a piece of me, though. I'm gonna try and get as far away from him as physically possible. Here, we're almost at the end. We're almost at the end. Do some flips. Here, just flip across the finish. There we go. Landed upside down, and then finished the race. Gotta get some additional style points in there. Gotta pass the finish line in style. But I try out double vision next, because I feel like I might have seen that car in the game before. Yes, Heli Crash. I can vividly recall this track right here. Do I want to go for an exhibition race, or do I want to go for an airtime challenge instead? Actually, I don't fully recall what this is, but I want to go and play it anyway, because I would like to try and remind myself. Refresh my memory. Re-jog it. Oh no, I'm only racing against myself here. I don't want that. I at least want some friends that I can leave in the dust. Yeah, so Heli Crash. I do remember this track right here. At least from playing it in the first video. Okay, what is going on with this vehicle right here? It just has like a giant square hole in the center. What even is this design? Wow, okay. You didn't even hit me that hard. How did I explode from that? And why did I start back all the way from this position? You know what? Yeah, I do like this track for one reason in particular. This section right here. You go up, and then you come back down, and anyone who's trying to go up the steep hill, when you come back down, you can just end up ramming right into them, causing them to explode most of the time. That door will cause you to blow up as well if you hit it. So you have to try and get through it before it closes. So that's the objective to that. Also, don't fall in the water, because that'll cause you to burst into flames as well, for some reason. I mean, normally when cars hit water, it doesn't cause their engine to spontaneously combust immediately. Also, those crates are kind of like trolls, because sometimes... Again, why was that guy going the other way? That is such bullcrap. Come on, dude. That's not even fair. And not only that, but why is it that sometimes when I hit them, they explode, and other times I'm the one who gets victimized, who gets violated? Yeah, he was thinking about it, but that's what happens. Happens when you try to crush my bones. No, thank you, sir. No, thank you. You ain't gonna destroy me today. Here, get someone out of the way. How? Like, I was very clearly trying to ram into that guy. See, and that's the thing, though, because sometimes you can't even tell. I do know what this hammer does, though. It grants me, like, more attack power. When I ram into other cars, that pretty much guarantees I will destroy them. Oh my god. So slow, for goodness sakes. Move out of the way. Move your asses, please. 1440 tornado. Some guy just blew up in the background. But I don't care. I don't give a damn. I'm trying to win this race right here. Yeah, but these, as I was saying, these crates are kind of trolls. What they can do is that they can ascend and descend because they're attached to cranes. I think they go off on a cycle, but I don't exactly know what the cycle is because I never paid attention to it and I never tried to figure it out either. But sometimes you can just be racing along. I don't understand. I just don't even understand. Why does it reset me all the way over to here as well when I die? Come on, dude! It barely even touched him! Either that or maybe it's the double vision car is just incredibly weak. Come on. Are you serious right now? How is that not working? No, you know what? You know what? I don't even care. I don't even care. I'm not playing by the rules anymore. I'm not playing by the rules. Actually, do I even need to go through that section? I'm not even sure. It's still telling me I'm in 5th place, though. So maybe I have to, maybe I don't. Does this game even know? No indication as to where it's supposed to go. Am I supposed to go down that section? Or can I just skip it altogether and go straight to the exit? I don't know. Try to get through the crate before it lowers. Yeah, because if I run into the crate, that causes me to blow up. Everything just causes you to die in this game. You just touch something, even if it's like very gently, like very gentle tapping, and you just die. I don't understand this game. I just don't understand in the slightest. You got some invisible walls right here, preventing you from flying off the track. So that's always welcome at the very least. Come on, dude. It's not even fair at this point. It's just not even fair. Besides, that guy was blown up already anyway, so how? You know what? Screw this. I'm not even gonna bother finishing this race, because I already know I'm gonna lose it anyway. That was just baloney crap. That's just a terrible track. Okay, you know what? I think now we'll try out the airtime challenge, guys. I don't know why, but the game always freezes when you're selecting a different vehicle. I don't know why it does that. Let's try the airtime challenge. What even is this? I'm just getting salty at this point. Here, so at least that way there's no stupid crap that can happen here, okay? There's no cheap kills that they can initiate on me, alright? I'm just racing against the clock right here. Okay, yeah, so it's just trying to perform tricks then. So I just have to perform as many tricks as possible. And okay, no, I don't have infinite turbos. Alright, well it seems like we just need to score points here. Alright, well that's fine then. That's completely fine. Oh wait, no. The turbos don't work. Well, I thought I heard a sound effect. Fine, game. I don't even know what you're trying to tell me at this point, but I'll just perform this flip. Very good, a triple backflip. I got 1,280 points from that. Very good. Those snow mounds you can just crash into, and it'll destroy them instantly. Doesn't slow you down at all. Yeah, but see those cranes right there. Sometimes they can get lowered down and you just ram right into them. If you don't know the cycle though, then there's no way of telling. So again, I feel like it can be a little bit cheap at times. You do have this section, which is just like a sideways loop. Yeah, so it does seem like the airtime challenge is just performing a bunch of tricks so you can get as many points. I guess you're trying to go for the high score here. Doesn't seem like there's anything else to it though. Oh boy, what is even going on here? Does that count as a trick? No, it doesn't. Well, I could have sworn I did some flip there, so it should have. It just completely robbed me of even more points there. Keep robbing me of everything. Rob me of my victory, rob me of my sanity. Good God. This game's actually a lot worse than I remember it being. You know what? Just as a feeble attempt to cheer myself up, I'm gonna talk about some of the Hot Wheels toys that I had when I was younger. So, I had a lot of them. I don't remember what most of them were called, and I can't really remember most of their designs either. Like, I do know that I had the Kyle Petty NASCAR stock car that he raced in back in the late 90s, and that was in very poor condition, I think because I, like, ripped it to shreds. I'm pretty sure it was my fault, because I know for a fact it didn't come in that quality. Like, when my parents initially got it for me, it didn't come with, like, all of its paint scraped off, so that's what it ended up looking like, and its wheels all loose as if they were about to fall off. And a lot of my Hot Wheels toys I actually used to keep in my closet. There was this blue thing that I had. Yeah, I know blue thing is very descriptive, but I'm not sure what it's called. And it had all of these plastic pockets that I could insert cars into in order to hold them there, so I could, like, show off my collection of Hot Wheels toys. And I believe even that was Hot Wheels branded, if I remember correctly. Like, it was a little holder. I could hold all of my Hot Wheels toys in these little plastic pockets in order to show them off. And I think most, if not all of the pockets were filled because I just had that many cars. You guys remember the old Game & Watch handhelds that Nintendo used to release back in the early 80s? Well, I had this Hot Wheels game that was something similar to that, but it was a lot more modern. It came out like maybe 20-25 years after the Game & Watch. But it was like this LCD display. Okay, that guy just exploded for like literally no reason. What even is this AI? This makes like no sense at all. I don't even know what this is. Do I have nitrous or is this a spring? I'm not even sure, but I just wanted to get into a race so I could show off more of the game while I'm talking here. Oh, very nice flips right there. Oh goodness. Okay, get back up, please. Does that not count? No, it doesn't count. Okay, I guess if you land upside down, then the trick just doesn't count at all. Also, what is going on with the game's frame rate? Good lord. Anyway, I'm gonna try and continue talking while all sorts of stupid things continue to persist in this game. Okay, yeah, fine. I just glitched on top of that guy. Anyway, as I was saying, so this Hot Wheels game was like this LCD display, looked a lot like an old Game & Watch handheld, or even those old, like, electronic games that Tiger Electronics used to release back in the 90s, and to be honest, it was almost just as bad. But it came with this die-cast Hot Wheels stock car, which had a fictional sponsor on it. It was like a 01 Hot Wheels sponsored car. And what the handheld itself was is that I think there was like this little pad on it. Like, even my memory of this is very fuzzy, but there was like a little pad on it, I believe, that you placed the car down on. And as for the game itself, you were trying to maneuver your Hot Wheels car through different lanes of traffic. You could swerve into other lanes in order to avoid them. So I think you had to avoid crashing into the traffic. I'm oversimplifying it quite a bit because I don't believe that was the entire premise of the game, but I believe there were different speeds at which you can move, and the pad that the Hot Wheels car was placed on it would actually cause the Hot Wheels car to turn. Like, if you started moving and you started changing the speeds, it would cause the wheels on the Hot Wheels car to spin a lot faster or a lot slower, but the pad was designed so that the car was kept in place, so that it didn't just drive off the pad. And I'm not even sure if I'm remembering it correctly, because like I said, my memories of this are, like, incredibly vague. But I had something along the lines of that, and even when I ended up losing it, because I'm pretty sure I did end up losing it eventually, I still kept the Hot Wheels stock car. I don't have most of these little die-cast models anymore, by the way. As I grew up, I ended up donating most of them, or my parents donated most of them, because I didn't play with them anymore. I mean, I'm in my early 20s, I don't really play with die-cast toys anymore. That doesn't mean there aren't still some that I own. In fact, there's only like one die-cast model that I own, and it's like a 1/64th model of one of Jeff Gordon's NASCARs, one of his alternate sponsors that he sported in at least one race during the 2006 or 2007 season. Instead of his usual DuPont sponsor that he used around that time, it was like an alternate Nicorette sponsor. It was like green and yellow as opposed to red and blue. And I still have that little toy car. I brought it with me after I moved into my new house a few months ago. But as for all of the other Hot Wheels toys I owned when I was younger, I'm pretty sure I donated most of them. Well, I don't know, I may still have them. I mean, I have a bunch of containers in storage. Maybe some of my Hot Wheels toys are still located in those bins. Maybe I should open them up one day and see if they're still there. Hot Wheels toys were very nostalgic to me as a kid, and just die-cast models in general. It wasn't just Hot Wheels, because there were a lot of NASCAR toys that I used to collect back then. I was practically a collector of Hot Wheels toys and like NASCAR diecast models back then, because I had so many of them. Also, somehow I was able to complete this race in first place while I was just talking and not even paying attention to what was happening half the time. But yeah, I was practically a collector of these little toys, and I had a lot of NASCAR models as well. And from various eras of NASCARs too. Like, I even had retro NASCAR diecast models from like the early 90s. And I do remember what at least one of them was. It was like a number 10 Tide sponsored car from 1991. I don't remember who drove that, because I think that was based on an actual car that was driven in the 1991 NASCAR Winston Cup season. I want to say Alan Kulwicki, but I don't believe that's accurate. I'd have to look it up. I wonder if there's like some sort of website online where I can just look up all sorts of like NASCAR diecast models that were released over the years. Because I'd like to try and at least find some images of them just to make sure that they were in fact the ones that I owned when I was like 8 or 9 years old. And like I said, I never owned any of the track sets, so I have no recollection of those at all. In fact, now that I think about it, I even had a NASCAR Lego set at one point, which was of Jeff Gordon's car. I recreated Jeff Gordon's old DuPont car completely out of Legos. Yeah, those were good times. That was like a highlight of my childhood, if anything. Anyway, I think other than that, guys, I'm going to end this video here because I have nothing more to say about Hot Wheels Turbo Racing. It's just another typical racing game in my opinion. There's not really anything about it that makes it stand out. Just because you're sporting the Hot Wheels brand doesn't necessarily make you special. I do like the selection of cars here. There's still plenty of cars to choose from. I do wish there were more tracks though, and I believe the PlayStation 1 port has a much larger selection of tracks and vehicles, because I think there were like 40 cars in the PS1 port, but there's only about half as many of them in the Nintendo 64 version. In some ways, the N64 port is inferior, not in terms of graphics though. I would honestly say that the Nintendo 64 version does look a lot better. One of the top complaints about the PS1 version was that the car models looked very blocky. They still look incredibly blocky in the N64 port, but I still feel like they look slightly higher quality. The hit detection, on the other hand, leaves something to be desired. I had no clue what was happening with the AI in this video, guys. Like, the AI was driving backwards, just glitching out on all sorts of terrain. One car even exploded for seemingly no reason at the start of the last race. This game is a lot worse than I remember it being. Kind of like Destruction Derby 64, actually, but I guess that's just what nostalgia does to you. It clouds your judgment. But I wanted to show it off again because I just haven't played it in quite a while. The initial video I made of this was just a complete dumpster fire, and I wanted to take this opportunity to try and remaster it, if you will. And the thing is, I would like to do that with a bunch of other games this year, not just Destruction Derby 64 and Hot Wheels Turbo Racing. I mentioned back in 2016 that that year in particular would be a year in which I would revisit a lot of old games or some old series. I kind of want to make 2018 another year centered around that, but maybe to a slightly lesser degree. I do have a selection of games that I would like to try and revisit and try and cover on my channel again, and try to do a better job at covering them, but there's not as many of them that I would like to try and return to this year as opposed to 2016, but there is a handful of them at the very least, and there will most likely be updated videos of those games coming in the near future. As for this video in particular, I'll probably go back and edit the title of my old Hot Wheels Turbo Racing video, just informing people that it is an old video, and try to link them to the newer video that I made, just to let people know that it's outdated and they should watch the much better one. I've got nothing else to say other than that, guys. Hot Wheels Turbo Racing is, for the most part, just another generic racing game. I mean, if you are a fan of Hot Wheels, maybe this will appeal to you, and that's probably why the game appealed to me so much when I was younger, because I was really into Hot Wheels back then. Even though most of what I talked about today, or at least near the end of this video, had to do with NASCAR diecast models more than Hot Wheels, but some of them were Hot Wheels related, or at least one of them was. I mean, I own just about as many NASCAR toys as I did Hot Wheels. Some of the diecast NASCAR models I had were also a lot larger. I think some of them were like 112 or 116. I didn't have as many of those as I did the 164 models though. And I can also remember when I was really young, I used to put them all on the floor and I would line them up as if I was about to begin a race. Like I lined them up side by side in like rows of 2, like they do in actual NASCAR. Those were good memories, they really were. Almost makes me sad that I donated most of them, but I mean I don't need them anymore. You know, I am an adult now and I can just pass some of my toys on to the next generation of young kids. It's all for a good cause at the end of the day. Besides, we all have to grow up at some point. Hot Wheels Turbo Racing was never re-released for the Virtual Console as far as I'm aware. Like the Nintendo 64 port in particular was never re-released. So your best bet is to just find a real cartridge of the game if you want to find a legitimate way to play it. Or you could download a ROM, of course, but I don't condone online piracy, but you could if you wanted to. But I'm gonna leave that up to you to try and find it. If you want to technically break the law, go do it yourself. Thanks for watching as always, guys, and I will see you in the next video I make. Later.